celebrating Indigenous people by creating artwork in honor of the Native American people. Here are a few options that you have within this one video. This picture shows all of the options included in this video. Option 1 is a paper bag vest using a brown shopping bag. Option 2 is a paper bag teepee using a brown paper lunch sack. And option 3 is a miniature totem pole using a toilet paper or paper towel roll and manila paper. You are more than welcome to do one or more of these options. Let's get started. All right, friends, for our first lesson, you're gonna need a large paper bag, something to color with, and some scissors. We are going to be making a Native American vest. So we're going to color first with, I'm gonna use markers, but you can use crayons or color pencils. So we're going to create a linear pattern all the way down the bag's front. This means we're going to do different lines and shapes in a pattern to fill up this entire space. So here I go. Now that we have it all colored in our pattern, we're going to cut it, and the cutting is going to be the most difficult part, so you might want to grab a grown-up for this. But we're going to start by cutting the front of this in a vertical line. So we're going to only cut one side, and we're going to go from the bottom straight up all the way to the top. Okay. So we have a flap opening in the front here, okay? So I want to have an opening for the neck right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut a V shape right up here in the front. Which will fold upward. So I have the front of my vest here. Okay, I'm gonna open it and we'll look at the top. All right, so on the top, we're going to continue where we've cut this V, and we're gonna cut a circle out for the neck on the top of the bag. Now I have the front of the vest and the neck cut out, which leaves me with the armholes that still need to be cut. I'm gonna pop out each of the sides. Here, I'm gonna cut out a circle as well. Now we have our vest with armholes that you can wear, all right? If you want to add a little something extra to the very bottom, you just keep it closed and you can cut little fringe along the bottom. It's really cute. Have a nice little fringe at the bottom. All right, guys, for this option, you will need a small paper bag, a piece of yarn, scissors, and something to color with. We are going to be making a little mini teepee. Just like with the large paper bag vest, we are going to do a linear design on the small paper bag. So do whatever line and shape patterns you want all the way up and down the bag. Once you have your whole bag covered in a beautiful design, we are going to cut not the top, but the bottom, a tiny slit. You might want to ask a grown-up for help with this, but I'm actually going to cut it in a different way. I'm going to open up my scissors all the way and very carefully right down here, I'm only going to use one blade and just barely run it up the front. If you push too hard, it might cut your table. You might want to ask a grown-up for help with that. Once you have that done, it'll cut, it's so thin, it cuts a little hole in your bag. You don't want it to cut the other side, so just right there. And then you can cut the bottom this way. You just tuck your little scissors in there, and you cut the bottom that way, and it leaves a little opening in your bag. And again, this is at the bottom of the bag, okay? So what happens is whenever you open it up, you have a little doorway in the bag, and that's what makes this into a teepee. So when you puff it up, you're gonna crinkle the top together, or you can fold the top. And then you'll take your string or yarn and tie it around the top of the bag. And this will create your teepee shape. And there you go. All right guys, here's another option for our Native American Indigenous peoples art project. This one is going to require a piece of manila paper, a pencil, something to color it with, scissors, a toilet paper or paper towel roll, and some tape or glue if you have that. This one is going to be a miniature totem pole. All right, we're gonna start with just the paper, and we're gonna fold this into 4 equal sections. So we will fold upward, and then we'll fold it again. This will give us 4 roughly equal size sections, and we're gonna cut each of these sections out. So we're only going to be using one of these, and with this we are going to eventually be wrapping the toilet paper roll, okay? So it's the size that we need for that. Before we do that, we're going to draw out our design. You're probably going to want to use a pencil so that you can erase anything that you don't love, but pencil won't show up quite as well as I would like on here, so I'm going to use a marker. So I'm going to fold this into 3 equal sections before I get started with my design. Now, here I'm going to draw the face of my totem pole, and on the sides I will do the wings and the border that wraps behind. So on the front, I'm going to draw my face. I'm going to start with 2 eyes. And since this is a bird, I am gonna go ahead and draw a beak-like mouth. After I have my face drawn, I'm gonna make sure I have my wings going out to the sides. And then I will draw a line here so I know that I have this to wrap around and this to wrap around when we cut. So the rest of my design is gonna go all along this section. These are gonna be cut out. Once I have my design drawn, I can go ahead and start coloring that. All right, now that I have all of this colored, I am going to cut out the wings. So I'm going to cut right here and stop, and then cut the bottom of the wing right here, stopping at where those colors meet. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cut off this section here as well. So this comes out. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. So here I have my finished cuttings where the wings stay out and these can go backward. Now I can attach it to the toilet paper roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this and place it on the front of the toilet paper roll and then flip it over. So here I can take this and come around one way and this to come around the other way. Now if you need to put a little piece of tape right here so that it stays on, you can. And then you'll roll this one over and tape it to that. And you'll do the same to the top. Fold these forward, and when you turn it around, you have your own little totem pole.
All right, guys, that's it for today. I cannot wait to see which option you chose or if you did more than one. Please make sure to share your pictures with me, and until next time, keep creating. Love you, bye.